There's two different notes we're talking before about is there's sell finance notes and there's bank notes where you're buying basically mortgages from the bank versus buying it from a person who owns a home and created a note. So what we're talking about is distressed mortgage investing as a whole in different sectors in it. I'm going to just briefly go over a little of the things. We can go on for hours, but what we're going to go over. My company, JTP Holdings, LLC. I'm located in Jackson, New Jersey, so I'm right down the street from you guys. And to go over what we do is we work with ourselves, we join venture people, we also work with other colleagues and partners. We can work together to acquire notes, do different strategies. One thing notes does do is it provides a higher return compared to traditional stocks. Most people are stockbrokers or want to get into stocks. And this is less hassle than traditional real estate that you guys may be aware of. There's hassle you guys have, I don't have. Identifying the discounted reform notes. Something we do is we acquire different tapes of notes, terminology in the business tapes, it's a list of properties. We can get those and then evaluate the tapes and find properties that we find is of great value and pass it on to people, joint venture, broker, however we want to do it, and work through it. Or we'll take capital in, we'll buy properties and we'll joint venture that way. We work the note through and produce a great return for both people. And then final end of it is negotiating the workouts. We'll actually negotiate the workouts with the homeowners or servicers to work with modifications, deed in lieu, and I'm going to go through all these things as we like to want. Foreclosing on the home, which I'm sure you guys are more aware of, and also selling the REO, the bank-owned assets that you guys are more aware of, that you guys are trying to buy and get great deals on. We're the people selling those things. We're the people at the auction selling the foreclosures. So when you guys are getting a great deal, we're already making money and we didn't raise a hammer or anything like that. There's no brokers and all that stuff. So we kind of have that avenue for us. Trust mortgages, where do they come from? As we all know, 2007, 2008, the disaster happened in real estate. People's values would bottom up. A lot of property defaulted. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of people lost their jobs. In turn, banks were ranking 8. The surplus that banks had on the mortgages was astronomical. So what happened is they created a great sector for investors to buy these notes at a discount directly from banks and other hedge funds and allow us to get into properties that we may not have gotten before. An inventory we may not have gotten before. The difference between buying a mortgage and buying real estate is we don't buy brick and mortar. There is no brick and mortar for us. We're buying paper on the house. We're buying the IOU that the homeowner signed off on, that piece of paper for a discount. If the value mortgage is $100,000, we can buy that paper for less than $100,000 and make that spread and sell to you guys at 80% of value and make money on that deal. Okay? What we did do is I'll go through some case examples of real deals that we've been involved with, including the exit strategies that we use to get out of that deal and make our best profits. Some profits are less than others. Some are astronomically awesome. Some of the exit strategies we mentioned before, in lieu, short sales. We offer short sales. We're the bank, so we're proving short sales. We can then foreclose on it. We can do a modification, or in other words, a forbearance agreement, or we can sell the loan to another investor if you choose to do that, which then is the wholesaler. We can buy either tape notes or a single note, and I can sell it to you. And that's brokering or wholesaling in the world of typical real estate. We can do that as a note investor. I can either buy it for myself as a joint venture partner or wholesale a deal to somebody else and make a small spread. For you investors in real estate, what happens, this is a great addition to what you're doing, or will actually take over what you're doing. You become the bank, which in turn means you're not touching the property. You're not raising the hammer, you're not dealing with problems, you're not dealing with tenants, you're not dealing with turnover, the toilets or roofs or problems. I'm buying it as a bank position. I have the leverage of talking to the borrower and working something out, or working with local real estate agents to find what the best exit strategy is. It may make this into a rental property. Most people say, I can't find property. I can turn a note into a rental property and cash flow more than you could because you're buying at a retail price where I'm buying it at a wholesale value. You know, resell, as we explained before, you can typically buy a note and sell it off and you get a good value. Same thing that you guys are doing with homes. You buy a home with a value, we can do the same thing. So I'm matching what the difference is. There's a lot of similarities between what you're doing and what we're doing. We're what we call it a little higher in the food chain in real estate values. The big one, what a lot of people are doing now is you're allowed in the IRS tax code, to invest your IRA in anything you want. You don't need to be in stocks. You don't need to be in bonds. You can invest your retirement accounts into real estate, into business, in a self-directed manner. We're able to take other individuals who have maybe a lot of money in their IRA and invest in the notes directly and make a great return in that fashion if they don't have capital in that area. So if you're looking for a great return at 12, 15% return, sometimes we can do that, sometimes we can't. We can get 10%. There's no fluctuation of price. You're going to get a 10% return in your IRA for 10 years, 20 years, whatever the term of the loan is. So what we typically do is we buy a discounted mortgage. The purchasing value of it is 45 to 65% of the current market value. So when we're buying a property in Jersey, we could buy a $300,000 house for $150,000 on the loan. Okay? Depends. There's a lot of variations, but we can buy actually 50% of the current value. Where you guys will be buying a great deal at 70%, we're buying at 50%, we're foreclosing on it, and selling it to you guys at 70%. Okay? There's different exit strategies we can use. There's some, if you want a short-term game, you can flip it, just like you're flipping houses, we can flip notes, make a quick return. $1,000, $2,000 pop, $500 pop. We also can do a midterm. I can increase my capital by buying these properties, working one of the exit strategies, and return a greater capital. If I bought the house for $150 in New Jersey and it's worth $300, I foreclose on it, and then I sell it for $250 to you. I can make capital rise within about a year to 2 years, depending on the deal. Okay? And I can make a surplus of money, and I never raise a hammer or nothing like that. I go sell to wholesaler. I then can buy what they call performing loans. If you work a note, the point where it starts performing, you now turn a defaulted loan into a performing loan, which means is you're going to get cash flow like a rental property every single month without the headache of a toilet fall, a plumbing fall, electric fall, fridge going out. All those kind of issues are gone because you're no longer the homeowner. You're only the bank. You're Wells Fargo. You're Capital One. You're all these different companies out there who buys basically mortgages or lends money out and has the home in their capital as a asset on paper only. So you never receiving those phone calls and that cash flow. A lot of IRA guys love that. Okay, IRAs love performing loans at 12% for 20 years, and they forget about it. And the stock market, you can do what it wants. You're going to hit everything. It's a different mindset from owning a property to owning a note. It's a different mindset that typical traditional real estate investors sometimes don't even get. But that's the advantage is. You're no longer having to deal with homes and the problems. I'm not walking the house and dealing with the issue. And if I am foreclosing on it, I then bought it at a discount that I'm not worrying about the problems. Okay? Well, I was speaking before we got started today. One of the things a lot of homeowners are desperate to save their homes. I have an article that I can share with after the thing's over that they want to save their home. They want to save their credit. And they're willing to do a win-win situation just to save their home. We briefly discussed a deal happened in Jersey where a wife had passed away, the father had 3 children, and he lost his job in 2010. The house is defaulted. He couldn't do anything. He was going to lose his house, has kids, his wife. It was a tragic story. A hedge fund bought the deal, worked out the deal, got him repaying, got a payment he can deal with, dropped the unpaid balance of the full mortgage down to a reasonable level, and a win-win for everyone. The hedge fund made money, he made money, and everyone's happy. So it can help a lot. So a lot of times when you have negative equity, massive negative equity, there's emotional equity involved in the property. I am $30,000 undervalued, but I love my home. It's where I want to be. And people will pay you just because they want their home to stay. There's different types of loans in the sector of defaulted distressed mortgages. There's a first, quote-unquote, senior lien or primary mortgage. There's different first loans, basically meaning that the first mortgage on a property is a primary loan. It is actually above the secondary loan, but it's first in command. And the only thing ahead of that, depending on the state, is HOA, IRS liens, and taxes and municipal liens. So that's a sector I mostly invest in, but there's also now a sector called junior liens or second lien, which means sometimes an 80-20 loan, a home equity line of credit, where you can buy defaulted second loan. HELOC's also another one. You can buy a defaulted second loan that you can buy a much greater discount because it's behind the first and make things happen and make money that way. Okay? Non-performing loans, like I said before, I typically focus on the $50,000 to $150,000 value, sold at 45 to 65% of value. People are asking, working at a house in Jersey for 50 grand. We do this nationally. Because we don't care about the home, we care about numbers, we make sure we have somebody go out and check the property out. Just surfacely, from the outside view, we cannot enter the property, we're not buying the property, buying the asset on paper. We then have them value the house, and we buy a discount of paper, okay? We're doing this nationally, we're not stuck in Philadelphia, I'm not stuck in Jersey, I'm not stuck in Texas. I buy where the good deals are at, okay? We then go into reperforming loans, newly modified loans. You can buy a reperforming loan at a certain yield. If I have a performing loan, you can buy that as a performance, either second or first. You can buy a reperforming. You can buy a season loan with a good payment history, 6 months, 12 months. You can buy at 12% and forget about it. Okay. And there's also performing loans that are banked at 13. Bankruptcy does not scare us. Bankruptcy 7 doesn't scare us. 13. Typically, if a loan's in 13, chapter 13, they have to pay for 5 years. If it's default, we call it attorney, and they actually end up bankruptcy in different proceedings. There's much more legality in there. But it's great that I can call attorney, not a homeowner. I can work with typically sometimes a smarter person than the homeowner. Investor concerns that may be in this room. Foreclosure delays. Jersey's, how long the foreclosure in Jersey? How long the foreclosure in Pennsylvania? And loan paperwork problems. What am I looking at? What's the assignment? What's the lawn? What all these things mean? Another concern, I can't get in the property. You guys are experts. You go in the property and you evaluate the property. We're able to carrying along where the borrower hasn't paid. I think I've explained a little bit more about what that looks like. What does it mean that a borrower hasn't paid? How am I buying something that's not being paid on? The avenue we're getting into is we can make that into cash for us. Great different capital, different extra you can get into. Bonding product. You guys typically have a hard time. You either pay the wholesaler, or you have to do door knocks, or yellow letters, or hangers. I get the product sent to me, saying, here's the valuable assets you can buy. We put a bid on it, and if we win it, we get it in-house, and it gets shipped. Okay? We handle the paperwork, we have everything in-house, and works through our network of people. So we get the inventory sent to us versus you guys sitting and going out and doing the work. As we said before, we're not buying in our backyard. That sometimes I think for some investors, they want to buy in the backyard because they're comfortable. But if this strategy interests you, you can buy nationally, make a great return, and not have to worry about the backyard limitations. Competing with everyone and their brother in a certain area, that you can expand your interest that all over the country and basically expand your options and decrease the amount of people you're competing against. Not having enough capital to invest in typical real estate. You know, hard money lenders and finding money and find, available cash and just trying to find the capital. We can buy properties in these sectors for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Something you typically put money down on. We can buy assets for that little of money. Seconds can be sold at $1,000. You can buy a great mortgage for $30,000 and it can be worth $60,000 at 50% of value. So you don't need a lot of capital to get started with this. Okay? As we said before, owner can file bankruptcy. Oh no, what do we do now? Bankruptcy is so complex, don't know what we're doing. Holy cow. For us, it's a great thing, like I said before. Now I can talk to an attorney. I can talk to somebody. They may delay the foreclosure, but now I can work with somebody and they have to develop a plan in some period of time. Or I go back to the judge and say, listen, they filed a PK, but we have no way of knowing what they're doing anymore. Let's get the foreclosure started back up. If the village judge allowed to happen. Okay? Again, delays, concerns, foreclosure times. Different states have foreclosure times. Texas, you can foreclose in almost 2 months. Georgia, same way. Different states. Ohio, Illinois, 5 to 7 months. Okay? We don't need to buy in Jersey, where it's 12 to 18 months on some deals. We don't got to buy in New York, where it's expanded even longer than that in some of the boroughs. We can buy in states, Texas, we've seen it close to 50 days. You buy a note, to foreclose, get them out in 50 days, you're done, you get the property back, you then try reselling, you do whatever you want, or sell at auction. You set a list of price, you go to the auction, you buy it, I'm happy, I got paid, and I didn't even touch the house at all. I can't get access to the property. Very difficult thing to get over sometimes. But if I can buy it such a great price, and I can use a local agent of that county or that city to go over there and look at the house, take pictures. Is it standing? Is it roof falling? If it's nothing major, I can deal with it inside. Because I'm buying it at a discount, but I'm not overly concerned with major difficulties. Typically, you can tell the issue with a house on basically how the lawn's kept, how the windows look. You can get a good feel. A house that presents well doesn't typically have issues in insides. Will it happen? Of course it will. But typically it doesn't have an issue, and we get an agent to look at that in that neighborhood to find out what it looks like. Hasn't paid. Homeowners have never paid, defaulted to numerous different situations due to employment or emergencies. We have situations, I'll show examples of their kid went to college, and they're saying, I want my kid to go to college, and I don't care what happened to my credit and my mortgage. I'll deal with it. I'll work it out. You get on the phone with some of these borrowers, and they just, for whatever reason, stop paying. And they thought, I'm 3 months behind, nothing I can do. Or the bank won't return my phone calls. Oh my God, I'm 3 months behind, I lost my job, I got my job back, now I'm in capital, I call the bank and they don't return my phone calls. I can't get them on the phone. How can I deal with this? You make one phone call to them, I'll show an example. I can't get a hold of the lender. They won't call me back. One phone call, one door knock, they're answering, please, here's my check. Banks are willing to talk to homeowners once defaulted. Like I said before, banks sometimes are in a position where they can't talk to homeowners, or they won't bother. You defaulted, we have millions of loans, we don't care about one person. Once you foreclose, you're done. Your doors are shut. Great, sell it to me, I'll make the phone call, I'll talk to the homeowner, I'll send them a basket of flowers. Let's talk, you know? The borrower sometimes is unable to reach the lender. Numerous reasons the lender cannot talk to the loan borrower, but a lot of times borrowers are unable to reach the lender for whatever reason. Where products sometimes difficult for you guys because you can't find the inventory. We have access to different kind of hedge funds and different banks that we have access to direct connections to that release tape to us, and we get the available product available right now, what's available, and we can break a bid in tomorrow and make a deal happen and get you going. Okay? So going outside your area, find areas in the country that the rent is cheaper. Rent is much lower, thus equal to return be higher. Meaning, in Jersey, your rents are going to be pretty good for the whole country, a little higher, right? But in places, we've found places in Illinois and Ohio where the rents are $1,000 and the house is only worth $50,000. So if I'm buying a house for $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, and I foreclose on it, and I keep my rent in there at $1,000 a month, much bigger returns. Okay? We're getting great returns on rentals. That's a big sector right now that's going on with a lot of note investors. They're buying for the property. I can buy a property in Illinois and go into it. We have the same availabilities that you guys have with what's happening in the neighborhood, what's building up. Right now, Southside Chicago is big. Why? Where's the Library of Obama going? Southside Chicago. They're building it up. I can get in there, get a cheap product, and then get rentals. Rents will go up dramatically. You got a property for a lower amount than you can buy in Jersey and get great returns. Okay? Understand the value of the property. Value of property locally is great, easy for you guys. Sometimes valuing something in Ohio is difficult. We have different strategies we use, and I can share. But we can value a property to around about what it's worth. We can get broker's price opinions. Okay? We can get internet access to different paid or free sites. Okay? And we'll get into some of the websites we use. And then obviously providing an IRA to turn into self-directed IRAs. We can buy this stuff. And if you buy it, obviously if you're not familiar with IRAs, you have a traditional or Roth. Traditional is you pay taxes later, Roth you pay taxes now, and the money is tax-free for life. If you buy this thing, pay a note, 10 grand, your Roth IRA, and you make 10 grand on it, tax-free for life. You can buy more and more and more in your Roth. Traditional, obviously, you'll pay taxes when you pull the money out. But if you buy your IRA, real estate whole, what you're doing, what we're doing, you can get a great return in a tax retirement account where taxes may be zero if you have it in a Roth. Some of the self-directed IRA companies, New Views, One, Kama, Plan, Equity Trust, there's numerous other ones that have the availabilities to self-direct your IRAs, where you're not always having to use the TD banks and the Ameritrades and wherever it is out there that you typically may use, Vanguard with that. They don't do this type of stuff, but they make it available to us. Property tax and municipal liens. That is above a first lien. We use a site called Nitro Online. I can put the zip code, the city, the state, whatever in, and it'll give you the county site. Most of the counties out there have access to their liens, their recorded liens online. Well, I can go on there and find out what lien is on the property and determine, is this major taxes on it or zero? Is the tax sold? Is it not sold? Because that is first before us. When we go to foreclose on it, we have to pay the liens in front of us. And the first position, the only lien ahead of us is the IRS, tax liens, and municipal liens. That's what's going on. And IRS have to liens come obviously before us as well. Free services, obviously, Zillow, Trulia, Google Maps. We Google walk, as we call it. I walk down a block, and if I like neighborhood, I like neighborhood. If I don't like it, I won't go. If it's next to a railroad track, I'd be careful. I talk to the agent. What does the railroad tracks mean in this position? A lot of times, the outside tracks is true in a lot of places in the country. Paid sites. We use a RealQuest site. We use Red Bell to get a more MLS listing valuations on the property. We use a combination of these two, as well as a BPO from a local agent. And talk to local agents. You'll be surprised when you call up local agents in the South or the Midwest, and they'll keep you on the phone for a half hour and tell you the history of the entire city, which is wonderful, but I really don't care sometimes, but they're ultra nice. They say, can you, on your way home, can you drive by the house? Great. Wonderful. Can you tell me the condition? Can you tell me what happened? Oh, I was down there, and I walked next to the house. I got out of my car, took a picture for you, and Bob, the neighbor, came out and said, hey, this house is vacant. And yeah, I have his phone number. Do you want to call him? And we get into that kind of stuff. No, sir, we don't need the phone number. We're just valuing the property. And then the neighbors start talking. It's amazing what you can get out of people. Okay. Broker's price opinions, there's a couple different sites. Here's some of the more popular sites we can use for broker's price opinions nationwide. You go on there, you can order a broker price opinion. Okay. O&E reports, title reports, owner shipping and encumbrance reports. We can use a lot of them. More popular around here is obviously for title outs. We use that nationwide. You can order a title report for one flat rate. You can go and talk to them and work that out and get a full title of the property before you buy it. You go to the county records first, and before you buy it, you pull a tax records, a title report to find out what all of the reports leading the property are. Okay? Servicers. What are servicers? Servicers are the people in between you and the homeowner. You do not make the phone call to the homeowner. There are a lot of laws that you can violate, Fair Debt Collection Act. You can violate if you don't use the right language and follow the right protocols. So we hire servicers who, we buy the note, the launch and assignment, and all the mortgage collateral gets sent to them. They hold it in-house, and they contact the homeowner on your behalf. They can be bad cop, good cop, They can play good cop and be nice to the homeowner and work something out. And they email us or call us, hey, I've got a whole homeowner. This is the position they're in. What would you like to do? I'd like this to happen. We'll call you right back. They call the homeowner. They work out all logistics. They also send the mortgage to the homeowner monthly. Okay? They also can work out rehabs. They can handle foreclosures. They can find a lawyer in any state to handle your foreclosure for you and be the middleman. So you can be anywhere in the country doing anything you want to do, working a 9 to 5. You do that now. Buy a note, send it to here, and they'll call you. Hey, I got this going on. What do you want to do? Boom. Make decisions. Okay? SN's another one. FCI is another one. They have exchanges as well where you can buy and sell notes on those as well. Popular exit strategies. Deed in lieu or cash for keys. If a homeowner does not want to do anything else but get rid of the property, they're sick and tired of it, whatever the reason is, they can sign the lien over to me. Can you imagine buying a property for 50% of value and the homeowner says, you don't need to go through the foreclosure, can you just not report my credit? Just here's the keys, you're done. Here's your property. Or the deed in lieu, the formality paperwork, boom. It can be that easy. Okay? Short sale. We all know what short sales. You can work with the homeowner, service can work with the homeowner to allow you to help them sell their home to a local real estate agent at a price you all agree before it starts to sell the home and get that home sold for them. If you bought it at 50% of value and it's underwater, and whatever situation, if you can get that house sold, whatever $1 amount you would like to, and be part of that, and get the house sold, you get cashed out the entire amount of the unpaid balance of the mortgage. Okay? Foreclosure. We can foreclose it. We can sell at auction at whatever the debt on the home is, including lawyer fees and everything else. Okay? Any fee we have attached to buying that mortgage, we can add to the sale of the auction. Okay? We then can take the property back at auction. You can say this house was a great house. I want to take it back. I'm going to put the bid high, and I'm going to make sure I win. Okay? You can take it back. We can rehab it. We can sell that as is. We can REO it and banko and sell it as is, or rehab it. I then can rent out the property. Taking the current tenant in there, let's keep them in there and keep these going. They're happy, they're doing well. Let's keep them in there. Let's make profits. Or we can reperform. Borrower has any reason, any situation, hasn't paid for whatever reason, let's listen, how we renegotiate your loan. We own the paper on the property, okay? We then can deduct the property from whatever value you said it is. If the unpaid value is $300,000 and you bought it for $150,000, $200,000, we can say you owe us $200,000 if we want to. We can rewrite the entire loan modification, the loan on it. We can deduct things. We feel happy today, we can drop things down and make you ecstatic about the situation and thank us. Be gracious and ecstatic that we can make their day and we're making money at the same time. So we can make a great win situation and everyone's happy. Okay. Any questions right now? I'm going to get into some deals we've done. Any questions right now that I can answer for you at this moment? Sure.
Is there any marketplace for notes except for the networking that you have? Like, can I go online? Like when I look for a property, I go on Redfin. Can I go online to find it?
There's exchanges out there that people are buying and selling assets and buying and selling notes where they actually can list their notes and you can go online and buy their notes if you like to.
Okay. And what is a popular website like?
FCI Exchange has one. There's a couple out there.
Yeah.
Yep. FCI is a servicer. They typically will, if a person that is working with the FCI Exchange, if FCI has a property note and their personal investor wants to sell it, they can list it on their FCI Exchange.
Are you talking, is your whole thing more geared towards bank-owned notes versus investor, owner finance?
So, finance, yeah.
And are there places to go to if you have like owner finance notes that you're selling where no buyers are?
I don't know specifically because I'm not in that sector, but I know people who are in that sector. I can definitely connect you guys to them.
Okay.
There are places in Michigan. I know a big brokerage that they do buy seller finance notes.
And there's smaller groups though too as
There's
well.
also much more groups. Yeah, there's a whole sector doing this. The yield typically on a seller finance notes maybe 10, 11%, where notes when they're buying a bank loan note typically can get 12, 15% a season. So you can sell seller finance notes 8, 10% yield for the company or the investor, whoever you're selling to. Sure.
So when you get a tape, I guess you call it, you get a tape, comes in, says, you know what, I'm interested in that one.
Yes.
Like, how much time do you have to bid? Is there like final and best offer by a particular date? How much time do you usually have to do your due diligence? That type of thing.
It varies. Unfortunately, it does vary. Sometimes when it takes out, it's live. Sometimes they have final requests. You need to put a bid in by this date. It just depends on the fund I'm getting it from. You typically want to get on it right away and get your numbers in by the next day. Even if they have a final date, you want to get your numbers in.
How many properties are usually on a tape that you would get?
Unfortunately, varies.
Give me the variance.
I've gotten from 5 to 600.
Okay, so how do you do your due diligence on 600, or do you?
There's different websites you can do it. What I'll typically do is I'll skim through and figure out what values are good. Because I've been doing it for so many years, I can kind of value things based on different areas in different states. I'll stay out of New York, okay? We were staying out of Jersey for a long time until they changed foreclosure laws in New Jersey. It used to be 12 to 18 months. Now, if you have a home that's vacant for 3 years, I then can foreclose in a matter of 6 to 8 months, much faster. But it has to be vacant.
So if you bought it and it's already been vacant for
Yep.
2.5 years, so you
Then I
know that
can-
when you buy it.
Correct. I typically will see a vacant on it, and I can explain. You don't know exactly, but you can figure it out. You can call electric companies. I'm looking to buy his house. Is electric still on? No, it hasn't been on for 2.5 years. Oh, okay, thank you. I guess the homeowner said it's differently, and the electric company doesn't know anything.
What kind of properties that have been vacant do you not go in?
It depends on the state. If you're an agent, I go out and say, listen, what's the property look like? The hole in the roof. Wow, got your water damage, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Do you want a homeowner to be there, make by foreclosure, or make one phone call, one door knock, and have a restoration? So there's good and bad in both. If the vacant property, it looks great condition, the neighbors listen, it's great situation. You go ahead and buy a vacant property, you can have a great situation to have a fight the homeowner. I'm actually processing buying one in Carolina. So we're making sure the rainstorm didn't hit it. So the property is built drug-free. I'm not super worried about it.
Is there a specific way in which you want to speak to the bank so that you can negotiate with them and get a better rate as opposed to come to doing English payments online?
To contact the bank to find out on one loan is nearly impossible. Typically, when banks, you call a bank, they're going to want to buy a larger case. They're going to want you to spend the money. Typically, you can get a small local bank that has 15, 20 loans that default into this. Say, yeah, here's 15 loans. You want to buy? Try buying one. Okay, it does happen, but typically we buy from hedge funds or private investors who spent maybe $2, $5 million that have a tape of 30, 40, 50 notes they want to get rid of. They're just flipping it. Maybe they bought it 25 notes at 40%, and they're selling to you for 45. They're flipping, they're brokering, they're wholesaling, and you're getting a great deal. And they just want to make the money well fast. Any other questions right now? No? Any other questions at this moment?
Real quick question,
Sure.
Specifically in New Jersey, are there any states, and is New Jersey one of them, where a servicer is required if, for what you're doing or for an owner finance note?
The servicer has to be licensed in the state.
No, that's not my question. Is it required to have a servicer if you have an owner finance note or if you have a bank owner note?
You don't need to have a servicer, no.
Okay.
It's highly recommended because of the Fair Debt Collection Act. You can go out yourself and make the phone calls. If the homeowner is smart or knows a lawyer, they can get you on certain things. Some of the things are you have to have an 800 number. They have to be able to call you at an 800 number to get a hold of you so you can answer the phone and answer questions. You can't call at certain times. You can't call them with their jobs. You can't talk. You only talk to the person in the bar with. Can't talk to their mother. Can't talk to their daughter. Okay. There's certain rules that we have to follow, which allows a lender. And all those hassles, for me, it's not worth my effort to
That-
understand.
That's true for an owner finance loan. If Steve had a property and he sold it, he has to have an 800
Because
number.
there's a fair debt collection act you have to follow.
Okay.
Yeah. You just have to be concerned with that. You're collecting a debt. Well, I'm gonna show you some examples we've done. Been involved in this one. This was a disaster, but we'll go with it. This situation, we bought it for 11,800. It was about $4,600. We got taxes, insurance, and we paid commission to the broker. We bought the BPO, 45, 60,000 range, we thought. We finally got a situation where the house is a disaster. As a lender, if the house is vacant, you buy the note, you can enter the property and secure your property. Okay? Once the house is deemed vacant, you can enter, change locks, and make sure the house is secure. You can secure your asset. We found out that local contract told us that it would cost $20,000 to bring up the value. We didn't care. We want to do the rehab. We didn't get into the big fixing first. We'll paint carpets with that. We won't get into the big first. So we decided to do the renovation of it, actually. Have a local real estate agent promote the foreclosure auction. See what happens. If it's on the auction, great. If not, we'll do the foreclosure on it and do the rehab. I think we put a bid on this thing at like 20 grand. We can sell it at the auction for 29,500. We're into for a little 16,000. We sold for 29,500 at auction. One was foreclosed on. So this property, we bought as a non-performer. We figured that it'd be foreclosure and resale. We called the borrower one time, got a hold of them, and the bank wouldn't accept any of the payments. For whatever reason, the bank would not take it. The phone call. Nothing. They immediately start paying us $945 a month. We're working on holding this thing. We end up turning it a great profit on the deal. Cash money, hold it for a period of time, and refinance it through FHA's CANT program. Help them refinance it after 12 months to fill on it. Okay? Obviously, Cincinnati, Ohio. New Jersey arrived. We bought a house, and we're going to reform it, sell it at a premium. That's the strategy. We bought the first. The borrower couldn't pay, couldn't get refinanced because they had high income, and they wanted the full amount of defaulted mortgage money that he was unpaid balance, and the back fees and the back unpaid balance that he was supposed to be paid over a period of time. Obviously, his reason for default was he had to pay his college tuition. His tuition, his choice, his money. We then worked that situation where we collected money, and then resold this thing because it performed for so long at a great premium. Okay? Cash return, 22%.
You got it performing and you sold the note, you're saying?
Sold the note. We got it performing. We had held it for a period of time. Sold the note.
What did you sell it for?
We sold it for sell price $66,000.
And you bought it for,
We bought it for $61,000, collected mortgage on it, and then sold it. We bought it for $61,000. It was valued at $101,000. We collected $7,000 up front. They paid $945 for a year, and it sold it for $63,000. $66,000. So we collected a ton of cash. In the meantime, we sold it off. Good.
So you need to buy this with cash?
You do, yes. This is one thing you cannot buy a note. Thank you, question. You can't buy a note with a loan. You can buy. There are small amount of people out there lending money on this subject. But a lot of times people do. They joint venture with other people, and you may have 5, you may have 10. We buy it for 15 grand. We split the commission. I would trust.
wait,
Sure.
what commission?
Any kind of money we make on the deal.
Oh.
Sorry.
So, in this situation,
Sure.
say you didn't have your team and you were on your own,
Mhm.
how much is a service provider that you hired and do of this deal?
Most of it. 100%, 90% of the deal, all you're saying, yes or no. They'll ask you, how much money you went down? I went 7. Yeah, and would you like to drop down, pay balance? No. If it has equity, don't want to drop down, pay balance. Don't need to. Okay, what do you want to see me get? We want to get a monthly payment at 808 a month. We want that. If we want. If
That
you
would
want
be
it down, or foreclose on it.
And would that be after you talk to the borrower at all times?
Yes.
What they can do, you're talking to the borrower.
No, the servicer's talking to the borrower. Yep, I don't talk to borrowers.
What's the cost of your servicer?
Great question. Great question. Right now, servicers are, depending on what level of service you're getting, once you buy a non-performing loan, it's for Madison, which we use right now, since local New Jersey, $85 a month for a non-performing loan.
That's for each unit.
For each note, correct. So they may be calling homework every single day for you. Negotiate everything. They have a whole fee strategy. They're going to do a modification or whatever. So $85 a month, they're calling the borrower. They're calling the borrower. They order a door knock for you for $65. Once you buy the note, you can order a door knocker. The door knocker goes out. Mr. Jones, on behalf of JKP Holding, I'm here because we bought your note and we want to work with you. We want to make sure you don't get foreclosed on. What can we do to help you? Great, you want me to talk to them? Great, let me get you on the phone with the servicer. We're talking directly on the phone, and they hand the phone to the homeowner. You can get door knocks throughout the country, right? If the loan goes to a situation where you want to handle it, you can loan it with a servicer, and you can handle the situation. No, you don't want the collateral in house. That collateral burns, you're screwed. Collateral. It's not a copy, it's the originals. So you may say, listen, I'm going to loan with them, talk with them, I'll handle the phone calls. That's $25 a month. Once it goes performing, and they send out the monthly mortgage statements, and they collect the money for you, it's $15 a month. So for the next 20, if that loan goes performing, it has 20 years left of payments. We can send that mortgage thing out there, we have a whole escrow things out, do all the accountabilities, all the accounting features of it, for $15 a month, as long as you want to hold it. Okay?
That's once it's performing.
That's once it's performed, $15 a month, correct. This one, we're just about to foreclose. We made contacts we could with the borrower. We're just about to close and foreclose, and the homeowner walked out, didn't mess the house up, walked out of the home and left the house in decent condition. We took the property back as a sheriff's sale. Certain different states have different names, counties, the way they go through the foreclosure process. It took us multiple 40-yard dumpsters to clean this house out. It wasn't holes in the wall, it was just junk, okay? Multiples, we cleaned the whole thing out. We ended up selling it, netting a $28,000 profit, okay? We purchased it at $58,000.
In what period of time was that?
This one was in about 8 months.
Oh, okay.
These are different. I'm just trying to show you what different things we've done. We basically foreclosed to a Bengal property. You guys see Bengal property, get excited. We're the ones selling it to you guys. We call a local agent in that local area and say, who's the local agent that deals with foreclosures and that? You are great. You're a guy. You're our favorite guy in wherever, Sandusky, Ohio. You're a guy. You're going to let us know what happens. How things work. You let us know how much it is. We need paint carpet. Good. $1,500. Go paint carpet the whole thing. Find a contractor and let us know what's going on. And we try to find that real estate agent. Decide what we need to do. That's the big thing. Find the right agent in the area. And that's through communication, conversation with them. And find that right agent that fits what you look for.
What's the criteria for the right agent?
Great question. What works for you? What agent do you like to work with? What were some of the questions you would ask an agent to make sure they're able to work with a situation where you're owning this house and you want to sell it as an investor? You know, what makes you good in your local area? You want to make sure they're as good as you are. So ask the questions that you think will represent someone similar to you out there. Okay. How many deals have you done? Show me some comps in the area you've worked with. What happened in the situation? How many bankable properties have you worked with? Okay? There's a lot of different things you can find out. And there's some agents you say, you know, talk to 3 or 4, interview them. And you get a feel. You can get a feel after a period of time. Ask the question that you know about real estate. Give me an idea. If 3 of them are saying the same thing, get bigger. Get bigger. And you may find 2 agents are same level. Flip the coin, you know. That's the one I like. This is a high yield performer. Wonder why we haven't sold it yet. We bought things. The borrow jumped into chapter 13. 12-month payments. The house is worth less, but it kept paying. Emotional equity. He kept paying. The house wasn't worth what he owed on. Chapter 13, he kept paying. We get a great return on this one. 44% return. Okay? Again, bankruptcy 13. I'm showing you just some of the examples we've been through where different exit strategies happen. Okay? Foreclosures. A big case situation where it reperformed and payments came in. Okay. Any question about this one? This was in Phoenix, Arizona. We're flying all over the place. Energy take a little A. Google Maps. We love it. We walk it. We live by it. And maybe new, we can see dates on now, which is great. Yeah, absolutely. And maybe tomorrow.
So they started doing it?
No,
Okay,
recently, the dates of the year when it's done, which is great, wonderful. I saw from Clark and Oakhurst did that. This one. I stay out of this county for after this deal happened. We bought this obviously for $5,500. We foreclosed on this thing. Taxes were $5,500. We bought it. Taxes continue as you foreclose on a property. They continue to accumulate. We end up paying almost $10,000 in taxes on this thing. We pay $1,800. Rich carpets out, get appliances out, get this thing bare bones. So all as is, to any one of you gentlemen who are out there and ladies out here that want to buy a great vacant property and buy and flip and get rented, boom. This rented out for about $800 a month. It was $80, $50. Didn't want to deal with it. It wasn't what we were looking for at the time. We weren't about to do rehab. I mean, new kitchen, new bath, and everything else. It was just cluttered. The garage back there was junk pile beyond junk. Wasn't even taken care of. This situation, the borrower had 3 rental properties in the area. Got foreclosed on 2 of them. We knew that going in. We did a door knock to the homeowner. We did a door knock to the renter. Couldn't get a hold of anyone. We ended up getting a door knock afterwards, again, when we foreclosed on it, to this house, and the renter answered the door. Got a hold of her. She started paying rent payments for a few months, defaulted, and moved out. Okay. We knew she was going to stop paying because she said once she found a home big enough for her and her mother, she was moving out. So we took $800 a month for a few months after we foreclosed, so we had to clean it out and get rid of everything. It was her stuff anyway. This was in Ohio, out near Cincinnati, in Hamilton County.
So you're saying what, you made money on this or what?
Yeah, we didn't make much. This is a bad deal. I think we get 11% return. It was a terrible situation. I mean, 11%, long people are great. This, in our notes deal, 11% was pretty bad for us. The reason I didn't like this county anymore, and I probably won't do a deal, was the fact that after we foreclosed on it, it took 5 months for the county to transfer the deed over. So it took the 7 months to close, then 5 months to transfer the deed. So technically, I can't sell the property until the deed transferred to my name.
But you got ownership.
We got
under
ownership after the deed was transferred in, ownership, and we sold it immediately as is for 28 grand, get out of it.
But if you were keeping it, you say, hey, I want to make this a rental,
Yep.
you could have rented it after 7 months.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. 7 months foreclosure, 5 months for deed. We own it. We can rehab it. I could rehab this thing for a couple, 10 grand, 15 grand, and be into it for, I don't know, 20, 40 grand, and rent for $800 a month, and own the house, no mortgage. You can't put $800 a month. You got it.
My question is, brand new investment,
Yep.
doesn't have much money,
Yep.
and they just want to go out there and buy another.
Yep.
So, where do they start? Where do you begin to get
There's
the money?
different strategies. You can go on the exchanges. You can contact people like myself and say, listen, this is what we want to do. And buy a note. How much money you got? $3,000, $4,000. We can buy seconds for that kind of capital. You can buy second lien. It's more risky. Risk people's returns sometimes. Risk of failure. A second if first position foreclosed on it, they can wipe the second out. Okay? There are some states also BKs are now being wiped by certain courts where the second is goes to BK can get wiped out completely. But you can buy a second for 5 to 20 cents on the dollar, okay? And if you buy a $100,000 note for 20 grand, and thing you can negotiate a lot. We require a short sale situation, discount situation.
Usually seconds go for like 10% when they
It
get bought out.
depends. If it's performing, there's different areas. Yes, 5 to 20 cents is the range. If it's behind a performing first, it's more value. If it's behind a non-performing first, it's less.
But the first can buy you out for a little bit of money.
Oh yeah, they can. In first position, we tried buying a house in Sandusky where we had the first. We tried buying the second in Green Tree, and they wanted way too much money, so forget that. You know, it was a situation where we were to buy it and we were to deed in lieu it, and we ended up having to foreclose on it because the second wouldn't negotiate.
So when you
We
foreclose,
foreclosed on the house and we just sold it.
so what happened?
They didn't get it, no.
They didn't get it?
So you can only do a deed in lieu if you're the only lien holder.
You can, but then you're subject to the second.
Oh,
Or you're subject to everything else.
so it's like a subject. Okay.
It's a subject to situation. Yep. If I deal with, a lot of times when you have a lien, the best path is spend $3,000 to $4,000 and foreclose.
As an extension to a question by Jason.
Sure.
Is there a method in which if you have a second, there is a manner in where you reduce the chances of being, quote, wiped out by the first?
If you have equity, if you buy a house, say it's worth 200 and the first is 150 and you have a $25,000 second on it and it's 25,000 equity, and you buy that for $3,000, you can use a position where there's equity there. If it's performing first and non-performing second, you buy it for $3,000 and your loan is $25,000, so the whole loan of the house is $175 and the house is worth 200, you are less chance to be wiped out. Correct.
But if the first is performing and you buy the second, that's not performing.
Yep.
Isn't there a time frame in which you can wait and then you can foreclose?
Absolutely. And then you go into subject to
And
the
then the
first.
first pays you off. And right.
No, you'd be subject to the first. You would get title of the property, foreclosure
Well,
might,
right, but the first probably, if they were performing, they're not gonna let you take property. They're probably gonna pay you off,
most likely,
which is fine anyway.
Yeah,
because now you
absolutely.
bought it for 3 and you got 25.
correct. Or you can just say, let's go, give me 20, you know? Or you foreclose and you take title to the first and you now own a $200,000 house for $3,000 to
Right, but how do I
$4,000.
know, I go to, right, I'm just playing this
Yeah,
game out,
sure.
right? I go to you, I got $3,000, I want a second. How can I buy, you're probably not gonna sell me a second that's got a good performing first on it.
They're more
That's the one that
expensive.
you want.
That's more expensive. Absolutely.
Right.
Not that I want it. I'm not in the second world as much. I have
No,
friends
right.
who are all in the second world, just not my cup of tea. It's not my risk level. Okay? It's a risk level question, you know? You can give, I have friends, and I'll share one of my next deals. The next deal actually was part of this deal, but he's a seconds guy. And I was digging with this, and the second, he does seconds all day long. Love seconds. He can take $100,000 and buy 1,000,000 seconds. Okay? And 3 will go great, 5 will go terrible, and 1 will be a home run. And they for all of them. Okay? That's second world. First, a little bit less risk, but you still get the returns. Any other questions for you?
I do. When you're talking about things like doing a rehab or renting it out, when we as just regular investors, we've all heard nightmare stories of dealing with that. When you're not around, it's very hard to see how the rehab is going, how if renters aren't paying, all the hassles that go with it. You know, it's the same thing you're doing,
Yeah.
but over there. You know, you're just doing it where you have, now you're the bank dealing with it. So
Correct.
even though you're making it sound like bam, 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 well, we just rehab it, da, da, da. There are a lot of
Yeah,
issues.
I won't do
from-
major rehab. I won't do kitchen rehab.
Mhm.
I'll say, listen to the agent, you find a local contractor, and we'll go maybe a property management company. Let's hook them up. And with the property management company, listen, if you want to sell this house, we give you commissions, we want before and after pictures, and then we release the money. We do work.
You don't have anyone you send out to see the property.
No. I mean, you could.
Right.
If you make 20 grand a deal, maybe flying to Florida is not a bad idea. Okay?
Winter.
You know, we've done situations where we go look at notes. We have a couple guys in the business that he's doing a great job at notes he's questionable about. He'll fly to. Not into the property. Again, reminder, You cannot knock on the door before I buy the note. You cannot speak to the borrower before I buy the note. You can't do that. That's part of when we do a NDA, non-disclosure. We cannot contact the borrower in any means, no letters or nothing, before you buy the note. Once you buy the note, you have full grant. Okay? You can contact, once that situation is done, we then contact maybe private management. Hey, listen, we're a bank. We're looking for a thing. We're release funds as we see pictures of it. Everyone's releasing money as we. And once it's done, we're going to sell it. So it's on you. We want to sell it. We want to get commission here. And that's what we did a lot. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, it's still.
It's risky. Absolutely
Yeah,
risky.
there's still headache
And
involved
everybody-
and issues, and it's
Yeah.
not smooth sailing.
Absolutely. No, but rehab's trusting contractors. Locally, as far.
Absolutely.
And we've done it where we've been screwed just like everyone else in the world. But we're still making money net. And do we make money 100%? No, but 9 times we're making great money. Okay?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Because what you said, you can't. I had an idea because like I said, I'm a realtor. I had a short sale go through because somebody made an offer. We did the inspection. We had septic. The septic document said it's going to be $30,000 to fix it. We were on the contract for $140,000. The deal fell through. And maybe the owner that I was going to give back the keys with her. I can't. A guy called me later on. I told him things. I said, "You probably get it from the bank for $90." So he's like, "Well, I have cash. If I get it for $90, let me know." So I was thinking it is a small bank. I was thinking of me going to the bank trying to buy the note for $70. But you saying that I can't contact the note holder until I'm the owner of the note, or the bank not sell it to me because they know that I already.
No.
I mean the owner, not the note.
You can't take the
borrower. The borrower.
Correct. You can't go borrow. You can't borrow the borrower. But if your situation where you're doing all stuff and you go to the bank and start negotiating, listen, would you sell me a note?
Yeah.
And if they say yes,
Yeah.
well, then they're the one to own it. If I own a note and I say go ahead and talk to the borrower, fine. It's in a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
It's not a law. I just say you can't talk to my
I
borrower.
don't go to the bank and they say, well,
Then they sell you a note for $70,000.
Right.
You won't sell me a
Sell
note.
it for $90.
Yeah. You hold it at that.
Because the owner already said they would do a deed in lieu, so I'm going to do it with you.
Hey, as long as Tyler's clean, deed was awesome. I love deed was, We'll pay you $2,000 to get out of the house. We'll pay you $2,000 moving fee.
Yeah, I just remember the type is not because it was a divorce. The ex-husband owed a whole bunch of DMV charges. Like,
Well, you know what? I'll pay DMV charges anytime. It's not.
no, it's
Okay, but what? The deal makes deal.
right.
This church, it was bought. Georgia. Love Georgia. We could foreclose in 3 months, pretty much. Love it. Bought the thing for 11.5. First mortgage, BPO at around 46. Okay? The deals paid $500. We pulled title. We basically did a picture for BPO. We had the agent go drive by, take a picture. In the picture was a guy driving a lawnmower. The guy lives there. Holy God. This is great. Bought the note. We didn't approach him. The unpaid balance is $24,000. $46,000 was the value of the home as equity. Okay? The monthly payment's around $220. The homeowner was living in a different state. Thought the home was foreclosed on. The daughter moved in. Lived for free. Says, I now want to my father, I don't think the house was ever foreclosed on. Bought the note, 2 days, and the agent back out, knock on the door. Ma'am, we're the note holder, we want to actually get it. And she says, I've been sending my payments to the bank because it never got foreclosed on, and the check keeps getting brought back to me. Who can I send my mortgage payment to? Let me get the lender on the phone. Calls up. Would you take a payment straight out? We want to live there. Yep, no problem. We then collected $220, 23% return yearly for the year on our 11.5, 23% return. And after a year, I then could $2,600 for the year. I then could sell it at 15% yield to anyone in this room with an IRA at $17,000. Okay? You'll make $15,000, 50% return on your IRA for life alone. If you bought it for $17,000 and you collected the 20% a year, you got an ROI, 163% return a year. Holy God. We bought it for $11.5, collected this much money, and you collected it. Okay? Obviously, you got 18% return, you pay less, reducing our ROI. If you want 18% return, we can sell the note after a year, that's $14,000. In your IRA, you'll collect 18% for maybe, I forget what the term of the loan is, maybe it's 20 years. One question we typically get is, what happens to the house sells? Then you bought 14 and you get this balance. It does happen. Where the homeowners start performing, paying off in a year from now, they have enough capital, their credit fixed, and they go out and buy the home and sell it. Doesn't happen.
I'm a little lost. You said something about, she couldn't get in touch and the check came back, but then you called the bank.
Nope, we own the mortgage.
So you bought from
We
the
bought
bank?
them, no, yeah, we bought them, the note.
Okay.
We did the door knock.
Okay, got it.
She said, I've been trying to send my payment.
Gotcha.
I had a statement, I sent it, and they sent the damn check back.
Gotcha.
Who can I send my check to? Because the house was supposed to be foreclosed on, never was, and we don't want to get foreclosed. We don't want to kick out. Please save our house. Can we pay somebody down to the phone? No. To the buddy line down Texas. We did it. Awesome. BK deal. Another buddy of mine, we did a deal with Maryland. We bought it for $12,500. Unpaid balance. This is what the mortgage, what's over the mortgage currently. $104,000. Because they haven't paid in a while, their arrears is 21 grand. House is underwater, $45,000 value. They BK'd us on the foreclosure morning of the first foreclosure. They bankruptcy it. They have 30 days to put it, basically a schedule out of what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. They did. We asked the judge, can you start the foreclosure again? Judge says, sure. Get the foreclosure going again. Morning of the second foreclosure, BK us again, bankruptcy 13 us again. If she did a third time, we would have asked the judge to not allow BK again because the situation was going on. Okay? But she then, through her attorney, we called their attorney, got all the attorney, worked out the deal, and she said, I'm just really crazy things going on personally. I want to just get the BK going. Can you get it going? She then started making payments through her BK process and collected $425. We're going to collect $425 a month for 28 months. Totalments $23,000. We paid $12,500. And the yearly ROI is 46% a year, and total over like 28 months is 184. The loan strategy we're going to try this one is once BK payments are over, we're going to modify through an FHA or sell a loan. Get credit back up and going, get it modified, make sure the payments, maybe her income goes up or whatever situation, or we'll sell a loan to an investor that's a 28-month seasoned loan. Performing loan. And someone buys with the IRA and makes a great return. At the time we did this, we already had $20,000. Okay? Deal I just bought, put us on just recently because we just bought the deal in July. Very end of June, actually, like June 30th. Purchased $12,000, unpaid balance $48,000. At purchase, they said it was 55. I saw 64. This is actually in Canal Winchester, outside Columbus. Not Columbus. Yeah, I think it's Columbus, yeah. City Worth Allen. This is a condo community. HOA is involved. HOA in Florida supersedes you. If they foreclose because they need to stop paying HOA, they're subject to me. Okay? And HOA is not in the real estate business. That's not their job duties. They don't like buying real estate. They don't know what to do. Okay? But I pulled title. Alex, 8750, nationwide, pro title. Full title for 8750. I had somebody go over, look at the property, said it was great. The neighbor came out, says, I'm friends with them. I called the HOA person. Yeah, the neighbor's good friends with the person who lives there. Property maintained. In 2008, I saw on Zillow, for sale, for rent situation, marble countertops, clients all brand new. This house is remodeled, new roof. I saw in the county record, a new roof permit was full. All the house remodeled with me, with the homeowner. We bought the note, got a hold, knocked on the fence door, got a hold of the person, we have a tenant, living here for a couple years now, I love this house, my lease is up in December, I wanna stay here. Love the house, I can't get a hold of the homeowner though. Okay. You call her, I call my servicer, call Madison, listen, I'm gonna get a door knocker out there, same door knocker, get a hold of them, I'm gonna call them up and get a door knocker out from a homeowner. She went down there, do a door knock, and left one of my letters I leave for the homeowner saying it's a situation. If you don't respond, we're gonna have to foreclose on you. Door knock or a letter. She called back next day. I had to talk to my servicer to listen to door knocks happening, and I left a voice message for my servicer agent. Apologize for not getting back to you sooner. I was actually on the phone with the homeowner. What she want to do? She wants to keep the house. Looking for a being moving situation. They get rented out for $850 a month. About $12,000. They get being little. They can rock and roll this thing for $850 a month. Awesome deal. And the pet loves it. The property's maintained. The one thing I am concerned with still is HOA is $7,400. It's not in lien yet. You didn't file it, but I can negotiate with the HOA. Okay? He's still behind. He's still second to me. She paid the down payment of $6,000 to get this thing back to going because she was in arrears of about 11 grand. So I said, I'll make $6,000. It's a rental property, not her first house. If the house goes bad, she's still in her primary home. She's not caring about as much. She put $6,000 down. I did a 20-year mortgage of $500 a month. So in a matter of a year, I'll get $6,000 plus $6,000. I'm out. Now that the deal is, I'm putting no money in, and for the next 19 years, I can receive $6,000 a year for property that I have nothing on. Very extravagant. Or in a year, I can take this performing loan that I have nothing on, that's collecting $6,000, and sell it as a performing loan for 12-14% yield. At maybe $45,000. Sell it to you, it's collecting $6 grand a year. You got $45,000, you get a great return. And I can get a great return. If she stops payment, what can I do? I foreclose on her. But I got $6,000 down, $500 a month. Okay? For a servicer to do this, just for fees reason, I had a servicer do the whole loan modification, and they charged me, was it $580 to do the loan modification paperwork. Done. They sent it to her, sent to me, I signed it, it's done, it's in the books. I can now foreclose whatever. Well, that's $500 a month for the next 1 year, if I want to. And be out in a year. Next return. And if the toilet leaks, dog breaks, electrical problem, what do they call them? Not me. Come on. Not my problem. Well, they fix themselves. Don't care. They're not calling me. And they have equity in this home where they want to keep it. They want to do it some way. Or if I close on this thing, and I wipe out everybody, and I sell it. And I just saw in August, there was this local comp, this development, like, we love condos because they're all same makes and models. Another one just sold for $66,000. If I foreclose this thing, costing that $3,500 foreclose, I can literally foreclose, take it back to auction, the bank on property, sell it as is for $55,000, $60,000. So, let her default on me. Make her take 5 payments. I'll put $2,500 plus her 6, foreclose on her, use her money to foreclose on her, and then sell the property after auction, or sell it at auction for $50 grand or $40 grand.
So when you foreclose on it, it goes to auction, and then the bank's the first one to say, this is the money I want. So
Ohio, they do it differently. In Ohio, it's 2/3 of appraisal value of some guy sitting on a desk because there's no real estate. I'll pay that much. We had a property that we PTO'd around $29,000. He came back, it was $66,000. Appraisal value. You gotta be kidding. So we paid around 40, and we paid like 25 at auction. No. He put at 66. We had a market at 32,000. We knew we were going to sell auction.
you know when you buy it, so it's back to you.
Yeah, and if we didn't put a bid in, it goes through the appraisal value again, And if he hits 6 grand again, it goes back 32, but that's 6 times.
So you as the bank actually have to put a bid
I
in?
have to put in $32,000 to win the bid. That's how it works, my lawyer. Again, I'm leaning on my servicer. I'm leaning on my lawyer. A lot of these questions that I don't really answer, I'm gonna lean on it. How does Ohio work? If this thing doesn't, how would you do it? Well, this is what happens, this happens. Okay, great. Then should I put a bid on it? If you don't, this is what happens. Okay, I'll put a bid on this thing. So you can be knowing nothing about it and lean on people. Your servicer who maybe do one deal with him this month. He's handled 40 other clients. He's been in a situation before I have. Okay? Even though we're doing massive amounts of numbers, he does with me and multiple people. So they can usually help. My guy over in Madison, he does lots. You know, I have a
Is that Kevin? Is that
Kevin Cordell. Yeah, Kevin Cordell is Madison owner. So, I think that's the last one. I'm going to possibly buy one in Lancaster, South Carolina. Numbers on that one, the BPO came between 90 and 100,000. We're going to buy it for 58. Take it, we'll close on it, sell it 85% of value, cash out. Yes, sir.
How are you able to get the purchase price when the 8,000?
Some tapes have numbers on it. Some tapes have a dollar amount, what their reserve price is. Some tapes don't. So you just gotta put a bid and figure out where you wanna be at. You know? Like eBay, do they buy it down or whatever the bid is at? You know? You don't know what they're bidding, you know? But again, in your sector, there's a lot of people on one property. Everyone gets their property. Here's not as many people involved. So a tape comes out of 20 assets. In a week, they may have 19 left. You know, maybe it doesn't fit what you're looking for. Maybe it's too low of dollar amount. You know, funds we came from, they're $200 million. Maybe they don't want such a house worth 25 grand. Okay? Maybe they buy, there's people that love Detroit, Michigan. You can buy a whole block of Detroit, Michigan for 5 grand. Believe me. We did DPOs for it. You can buy a house for $300 of that. Okay? So in my background, I did valuation of large tapes. That's what I did back in, a couple years ago. I worked with funds that would get tapes and basically decide what the value of the home is and decide if the house is what level of grade. If it's a condo and a situation where there's multiple comps, I'm solid on my comp. I don't gotta call a local agent. I know what the house is worth. I'll have a local agent drive by and make sure the house has been burnt or damaged that I don't know about. But most agents, here, I'll give you $50 to drive by the house. Take a quick picture and drive by the house. You're happy with it. That's all my due diligence is. But if it's a house in Oshkosh, Ohio, that there's nothing around, house a little touchy out there. A little more of a risk. Okay? And typically what we'll do is we'll find the taxes, see what tax level is, and we'll put a bid. If the house is worth, say, 100, we'll say that we're going to market at, it's Ohio, so we're going to play at 45 cents on a dollar. What we'll do is 45 cents, we'll take the taxes off the 100. So if the house made 5 grand, now it's at 95, and we'll take half of that. Or 45% of that number. We take taxes off the BPO, and then we leave the number off. So that's how we do it. All the liens off the BPO, and then 45, 40 cents, Jersey, 50 cents. Texas, you're going to pay 55, 60 cents. Why? If I can foreclose in 50 days and get the house back, everyone else wants it too. South Florida is really high because the appreciation in Florida is very high right now. Southern California, same thing. Everyone wants Southern California, everyone wants Florida, and everyone loves Texas and Georgia because the foreclosure is that way. Yep.
So let's say you look at your tape, you evaluate it, you say, hey, I want to put a bid in on this one. Let me bid X amount of dollars.
Yes.
You put that bid in. Like, are you locked in at that point, or do you get a due diligence period once they accept your bid
Great question.
to dig in deeper?
We'll do a negotiation at first. We'll lock in a number. They'll send over the collateral. We look over the collateral. I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to do my final due diligence. I make full title during that period of time. I make full title beforehand. They usually give you 3 days grace. Some companies are 3 days, some are 5 to 7. Lock in a number. Listen, I need to look at the collateral. I need to do a door knock. I'll do my door knock 2 days. I'll do a door knock maybe 2 weeks before when I'm doing my initial. I'll take my list and knock it down to maybe 4 or 5. And then I'll go ahead and do a door knock to see what the property looks like. And then 2 years before I buy it, I'll do another door knock, make sure no fire happens. Make sure the house didn't float away.
But you're buying a package, you're not buying a single.
It depends. I might buy a single note.
Because
You know, this one I bought, what by itself.
I thought when you give you a ticket, you have to buy the whole package.
No. Tapes you can buy, depends on the company. Some hedge funds allow you to buy individuals. Some let you buy package tape. You know, it depends. Seconds are a lot more often bought in package deals.
How can you get a door knock if you're not the new owner of it?
I won't do a door knock, I'll drive by. I'll drive by, take a picture. House standing? Yes. Did it look like it's the same condition what you took? Yep. Great, thank you very much. Give me my REO agent when I sell it to them. Thank you very much. For $50, I have your number on speed dial when I go, you're my new best friend in that area. When this house is done, I'm calling you. And that's the way how I work with agents. You're your new best friend in that area. Yes, ma'am.
What are like concrete examples where there's no brand you can live like that?
House is dirt. House burns up. If there's no homeowner insurance on it. You know, if we buy a note in this house here, she had no homeowner insurance on it either. I put forward lender's force place insurance, thing cost me $49 a month. Costs $57,000, whatever it is. I put lender's insurance on it. So if you bought it and it was burnt down, there's no insurance, there's no one to sell. So can you? Yeah. Very far and few between.
You can get insurance after you buy the note?
Yes, we get lender's force. So we have the ability to protect our asset as a bank position. Remember, we're playing bank. You know, we're not real estate brick and mortar people. You know, we're not fighting that situation. So yeah, we can get insurance on our property to secure our asset. We was placing insurance for our lender. And he said, 49. My servicer, hey, can you make sure this has insurance? No, it doesn't. Can you give me a price by tomorrow? Yep. And whatever the price is, just tell the number, I'm getting it. Yep, $49, boom, done. Yes, sir.
So I'm having a little bit of trouble thinking about, so when I buy a house and I think of it as worthless, right? I'm still paying taxes, and I can't really let it go. Can I walk away from the note and just let it be then without any repercussions?
You're gonna get credited. If you're the homeowner?
If I'm the homeowner, I understand, like, now I'm liable and I really can't get out of this house.
Okay.
But I'm saying if I buy a bad deal
Okay,
as a
bad deal.
note holder, can I just walk away and call it a day? Or
I can release the lien. I did that in Sandusky, Ohio. It's worth nothing. I got a package deal, and I think I paid $500 for the note. It was like, listen, you buy this, you get it, buy this other one. Okay, $500. All right, if that means getting this deal, we're buying it. Bought it, called my attorney, and he just write me up a release of lien, and release lien on deal.
and you don't have anything then. You're not allowed.
I'm not liable. I'm not a lender. And if you're a lender and the taxes go to tax sale, and I'm sure we're familiar with tax sales, and it goes to the point where a tax can foreclose on a homeowner, tax sale can wipe out the mortgage. That's what the exciting about taxes are. It's hard to get into it, but you can literally buy a house for $4,000. If you buy tax on it, you tax for $4,000, you buy it, you can get in that situation. So tax, we're always being aware of tax. We're always checking taxes to make sure they're not defaulted. If not, we'll pay them for another work.
If they're already defaulted, you mean if somebody already bought them? That's where the problem?
Depends. If defaulting means the homeowner defaulting the mortgage, we'll make sure the taxes are current. If they're not current, we'll pay them. If the taxes, some of the taxes are paid. Maybe some of the homeowners are like, listen, I don't want my house being sold tax lien. I'll pay my tax, not my mortgage. Why do they do that? I don't know. Some people are just weird. You know? Some people are more with tax than their mortgage. Maybe to the banks, I can live forever in the house. The bank's not doing anything. Look at the house. Look how many houses are vacant. I can live it forever. The taxes, I have to be careful. I've seen and heard horror stories of taxes. I'll pay my taxes. But we have to be careful of taxes in our position. So we do. And municipal liens and IRS liens. Yes, ma'am.
So as far as equity, is that really a big concern? You said it wasn't.
No. I mean, for me, when I modify it, it is. My mentor said if there's equity, on modifications, there's no reducing principal. If there's equity. This one had equity. When she modified, she only owed me 48, it was like 59, whatever it was, 58 something was what the total loan pay balance was with arrears. So it was what, 65. I'm not gonna drop the unpaid balance situation. You have a deal, you can still sell this house tomorrow. You're just holding on to the property because it's a great rental, in a great neighborhood. If she owed me $100,000 for 65, and only, hey, listen, why bother paying you if I don't want to, if I'm underwater? What if I reduce it from 100 to 65 and you put up $5,000? Oh, okay. Rewrite the mortgage and done. So, no, equity doesn't matter much to me. Vacancy sometimes matters more than the state into the desolate area. I want the house to occupy. I want a homeowner that I can work with versus the vacant situation. Sometimes. We have death. We have property in Manchester, New Jersey. Guy died. He's divorced. Lives on his own. He's vacant. Foreclose in Jersey, you're done. And sell the property. Even one of the retirement homes. Okay. I see a lot of faces. So any questions that come up, feel free to approach me privately or interest or whatever. The big thing now, it's getting IRA money for this stuff. Imagine if you get $12,000 in a Roth IRA, which takes a little more than 2 years, $5,500 a year. You want to go to Roth IRA, and she paid you back out your IRA as $12,000 back in a year, and you're collecting $500 a month in your IRA for life, for the next 20 years, and you'll never have to pay tax. CPA questions, tax on it ever. It's the Roth IRA, tax free for life. If it's traditional, obviously you pay tax when you take it out. But you're buying into a retirement program. A lot of retirement take this avenue. I'm going to buy performing loans and get a 12%, 15% return, and not worry about the stock market. Stock market goes to 8 one month, 10 next month, all over the place, emotional. I'm going to take $200,000 and buy 4 or 5 of these bad boys, and I'm going to get myself 12% return and forget about it. Yes, sir.
You sell units, investment units?
Meaning duplexes or being like
10 people get together and each, invest $50,000.
We can definitely do that. I haven't personally, but I have friends who've done that. I'd be always interested like that because working with a team, to me, networking is my biggest thing. This field, a niche, I'll call it really a niche, in notes, is such a small group of people. People that are already notes, it's a very small group of people. It's massive. We have a conference in Vegas in April, and there's one this month, maybe 300 people. They say about 5,000 people in the whole country know about it. And only 2% of people do self-directed IRAs in the whole entire country. There's not a lot of people involved in that. And out of 5,000, how many are active? Not many. So networking is a big thing. If I have a question I don't know the answer to, and I've never been, I have friends who have been doing this longer than I have or done deals that I've never done before. Like, well, look, we brainstorm. Hey, what do you know about this place? I have family in Augusta, Georgia. Oh, cool. We keep time, but can you get them on the phone and find out can you do a drive-by? You just network with people. And you build a team of buying stuff, and you buy more and more and more. And as you get more familiar with it, you get more comfortable with it, you do it as a team. And that's what I would prefer. I prefer working with teams. There has to be one cook, though, of course. Multiple cooks, but a discussion. Let's look at tape. Let's see the values. You see some I don't see. Maybe I see a car on blocks. That's not really comfortable to me. Okay, let's step away from that note, We can be picky like that, And there's sometimes some people out there that do demographics. If the poverty area, I'm not buying. There's a couple websites out there that do demographics. They'll show you poverty levels and, high school education. Look at that they don't care about. To me, it doesn't matter. They do care about it. There's all different people out there what they're looking for. But can you buy a note for $5,000? My first note was, personally, when I bought my first note, I bought $5,500. We're all now to have. I was still skeptical.
No, your bank loan, regular.
Yep, bank loan note. Yep. I never bought a cell phone.
What'd you make on it?
$4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was I put more money. I put everything else, but it just $4,000. Woo! I did everything wrong.
Right.
There's a thing called Red Rider. It's a nice thing. When you buy a note, and for the rental property, is a Red Rider. Great key thing. You can collect the rent as you foreclose. In a rent rider agreement, you are allowed to go to the tenant and say, the borrower is not paying. Stop paying the borrower your rent money and pay me. You literally can collect the entire cost of foreclosure through a rent rider. If the rent rider in the mortgage agreement and the borrower sign off on it, you can collect the rent from the borrower, from the tenant.
So the rent writer has to be in the mortgage.
Correct. And we have had those. You know, tenant, you get money. And sometimes they make the borrower. Crap, I don't want to get my money anymore. What's going on? The lender told me I had to pay payments. The lawyer sent me a letter. I'm calling a borrower. I'm calling a lender up. I'm going to get on the phone. You know? Dean Lewis is great. Definitely.
Do you have to worry about anything when you are doing a loan modification as far as requalifying the person? You know, make sure you're not doing anything predatory or that type of thing, or does the servicer take care of that?
Great question. Servicer takes care of the loan modifications. I don't deal with that stuff. I can, should not to. There are no qualifications of giving a loan to someone that shouldn't. There's no, rules on that. Can I loan money out? The money's already loaned. Can I do the modification? This one here, she is current with her own mortgage. It's good, fresh in my mind. I was questioning if she'd be able to do this deal. She did it. She signed off on it. I should make sure, talk to lawyers, make sure it's okay. And she did it. And she did it fine. The one thing we have to follow with self-financing, as we discussed before, is a Dodd-Frank law, which is a big packet of paper that requires certain things to be in mortgage agreements. That self-financing makes it a little sketchier because of the risk level for bank-owned properties, or where it came from, the big five. Take American law stuff, have the agreements, Dodd-Frank things. You may hear on political channels that Dodd-Frank, tell law stuff. Self-financers have to be careful with those things, but bank-owned stuff is regulated by the government. So, but no, this one, she said she'll do it, we did it. I made sure that there's no problem with it. I was a little sketchy about it. They said all the financials in. They sent the financials to me. I saw her whole budget. She wants to do it. We'll do it. Yes, sir.
A little bit of a different question.
Sure.
How do you spend your day?
You can work a 9 to 5 do this. Literally, you can work a 9 to 5 job doing this. You can do what you're doing in real estate right now and do this inside. You buy this note for $12,000 and you say to your servicer, I did my own private door knock because I have different strategies. One door knock tomorrow. And let me know the results are. 3 days later, service calls you back. You got a door knock, they'll hold the homeowner. We got this, what do you want to do? They call you back in the middle of a meeting. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Call back. They call you lunch break. Hey, I'm on lunch break. What's going on? Well, she wants to get this house. How much money do you want down? I took like $200. They took 12. She says no to 12. I foreclose on you. You work with me. I'm the lender. You do 9 to 5. You do anything you want. Or you can do this full time. Some of the biggest people out there, $200 million hedge funds, doing this full time. With staff 40. It doesn't matter. Or staff 4. You don't need staff. You can do anything you want. You can still do what you're doing. And this is just another, again, adjacent to what you're doing now, or bridge over. You can do both. Or you can only do this. Again, a big thing now is buying these things and getting property for 12. Let's say his homeowner stopped paying. Get this property to foreclose. Like I said, $4,000 foreclosed. Make sure taxes are paid. It's $3,000 taxes. I'm in this thing for 20, say. And I'm collecting $850 a month in rentals. I think $20,000. You can figure out the yield of that. Getting properties at cheap with great rents. One of the things we do is when we get a BPO, is also figure out, maybe go through Craigslist. Find out the current comps are for rental properties in this area. If rent's $1,500 a month, guess what? I'm not going to get this thing. For that one reason. There's some careful country that the house is worth $35,000. People can't find houses for whatever reason. They're paying $1,500 a month. They don't want a house. That's all we'll never buy a house in his life. Don't pay rent up to the wazoo. They don't want to own. Okay. You have questions?
Yeah, I'm a new investor. So can you explain to me, as far as the hedge funds, what's their criteria or how does that work?
Typically, you get involved with a hedge fund, you'll sign a non-disclosure act. And once you sign a non-disclosure act, they'll ask you what you're looking for. They may or may not work with you, depending on the situation. Some are more lenient than others. You say, listen, I just want your tapes. Let's say your tape. List, pool, tape, all different words for a list of properties. And an example of one. Here's a list of properties. This is about a year old. And street address, interest rate, all kind of stuff. You get a list like this, you figure what the house is worth, you decide which house you like, put a bid in. They look at cheapest one on there. You find out maybe worth 15 grand. You factor in all your abilities, your calculator. Okay, I'm gonna go to the local attorney. I'm gonna find an attorney out there somehow, maybe through LinkedIn or Big Pocket, find an attorney out there to how much the foreclosure is costing us. Find the local taxes, full title, make sure what the liens are. Okay, my liens are 3 grand for, maybe the tax size is $500, and next year it's another 500, so I have to do $1,000 for foreclosure, take me 6 months. And so tax $1,000, maybe there's a municipal lien, cut the grass $45, and then they say, listen, it will cost you 3 grand to foreclose. Okay, I'm in this much money, here's my number. If I have to foreclose, here's my number. Okay, 5 grand for it. Or you join up with a friend. Let's put 5 grand together. We do it. You know, I work with people all the time. You know, we do JV deal. Where listen, hey Dave, can you walk me through it? I get 10 grand, or we have 25 grand. Let's buy a deal. Let's find it. You know, obviously the cream of the crop we feel is a note that a property worth 60 to 80,000. Because middle of America, that's the 3.2, 3.1, 1,200 square foot house.
So like a property, let's say, in North Jersey, that's like 300,000 and it's in pre-foreclosure, would you?
I don't have access to a direct property. You say, listen, 123 First Street, it's being foreclosed on.
Right.
I can't call the bank and say I want that note. It's very difficult to isolate a single house. They send the tape to us, we pick off that tape.
So if I knew somebody that needed that, that service, it would be hard to.
It's very difficult. I have my 3 houses down from my house to foreclose on. They started the process in December. Why have they not finished yet? Owned by Wells Fargo. I'm never going to find the person, the asset manager, holding that particular thing. How big a Wells Fargo is. And if you deal with Auckland, it's even worse. If you ever deal with Auckland, it's a mess. Auckland's a disaster.
And you say like the bank, let's say the bank, you have like a previous relationship with that person, you can't just call them and ask.
Absolutely, you can ask them. Ask me anything you want. They just listen. I have 46 assets under my assets built. That's it. We have 50,000 assets to default right now. I have 46. I'm asset manager for these 46. I don't know who has that one. I don't get your time. They can't. You may get that. You get a guy, I'll help you. You know. There are programs out there that all I do is call banks all day long. I get more profit. Okay. And there's people out there that can get heaps of bigger funds. Through the network connection we've developed over the years, I have bigger hedge funds. We're getting bigger tapes. You know, I typically don't buy Jersey. We're starting with the Jersey. Okay, we're looking. There's a couple properties in Ewing, locally. There's some down South Jersey. There's some in North Jersey that we get into. I typically buy Illinois. Why? I can buy them cheaper. I can get into it better. If I find great Georgia tape, I'll buy it. Or a great Texas one. If I get a great Texas one, I'll buy anything in a second. I'll find the money. You know, I foreclose in 50 days. Okay, done. Boom. You know, if it's not excessive. Okay. There may be more questions afterwards. Because when you come up to me, talk to me, and let me know what your thoughts are. You know, it's a different avenue from what the traditional real estate market gives you. That the brick and mortar, you're buying from me. I'm a little higher in the food chain, and I drip it down to you guys. If you're excited about buying a foreclosure at 70 cents of value, when I bought a 45 cent program for foreclosure, like a clean, and you're buying at 70 cents. You're happy, I'm happy. That's fine. Or you can get a little higher and buy it better. You buy a discount. Any other questions, concerns, issues at this moment? New investors? Is there? Yes?
How can you get started? Let's take the first thing you can do.
You would sign non-disclosure. You then get the tapes provided to you, either through me, or you can go on an exchange site. That's that exchange at one site. You can also go in multiple. You can go through me. We get funds. I get fund tapes in it. I can broker a note to you. I can say, hey, what are you looking to spend? I have 30,000. great. If you're in the middle of America, it's probably worth 60. You know it's blue collar, you know it's well taken care of. Because I can tell you one for $3,000, maybe in the middle of Chicago or Detroit. Do you want that value? You know, that's the question. If you have 25, 30, you can get middle America where it's great value. And you buy a $60,000 property for $25, $30, $35,000. And you have better value. And if you get into the bigger numbers, $150,000, what homeowner care more. You know, maybe it's lost for a reason. Lost a job, was an executive, made 80 grand a year, now lost a job. You bought about the means. Get that.
I was just curious, do you have, did you touch Wisconsin at all?
Yeah, we have people all over the country. I typically don't buy Northeast because of foreclosure laws. No other reason. A buddy of mine trying to sell New York right now. 281 days foreclosure in New York. If you get in Brooklyn, Bronx, we've done a couple of years. Just longer foreclosure time. So just why bother? Why take an extra strategy I don't have? Out of the equation. If I can foreclose 5, 7 months in Ohio or buy a note in New York. Or I could buy 4 of these at 12 grand a pop. 4 notes make 12, 15, 18, instead of buying one for 100,000. Or I want a $100,000 note because I like the homeowners at 100,000 better than someone at 48,000. Okay? Strategies. But, you know, I typically stay under the 150,000 DPO because of capital and what I can buy for the money. If I have 150, I'd rather buy 4 or 3 $50,000 notes than 150. Plain numbers. Okay. And again, IRA money is a big thing. You roll your 401k with an IRA, you can roll those self-directed and buy notes this way. You get off capital. Or parents or whatever. You know, I'll say, I don't have money, but I have a 401k to hold my IRA. See, how much you got in there? I don't know, 400 grand, and stock market 8% last year stocks. It was 12, and then 19, and then Dave is over. I can't say, you can buy real estate that much. I can, really. And I can get returns, you know, of this kind of numbers. You know, 87% return is annually this year. Yeah. And then after that, I'll get a 46% return, 45% return. That's $6 grand a year. If I bought it at 12. I think it's a little more than 12. It's 12.4. Yes.
So you personally, are you doing a lot of JV deals with other people in the pool money together?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the idea, you know, because sometimes you run out of money. Literally, you run out of money. Part of lending is not a big thing here, but we JV people. I'm JV. I have my wife's IRA money. And right now, I couldn't find a deal I liked at the moment, and I got through a deal the first day I was looking for tapes. For a deal. What do you want JV? Yeah. Cool. I'll run it for you. Awesome. Just want a deal for you. JV, give you money, we make a deal. Maybe next time I find a deal and I JV with him. We're always JV with people. I'm always, you know, the idea, what I would like personally is get a team together. And sit down with a bunch of people and make a mastermind kind of little group and just buy stuff together. And make a great team of buying stuff nationally. And you can grow outside of the Trenton, Ewing, you know, Philadelphia area where we're buying Ohio, we're buying 5 or 6 at a time, and we're making money that way. And that's another factor of what we being into. Yes.
When you JV that way, do you have to go through some kind of chain of command? It's like there's a judgments of foreclose and all that, and then like you get all this picturing and then it becomes
too many cooks in the kitchen.
The Senate.
Yeah,
it becomes like the House of Representatives.
Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen can cause problems. So when you do a JV agreement, you make it viral. You make it beforehand. This is the deal. I'll make all decisions, or you make all decisions. I'm done. No better. Listen, I make decisions. They didn't JV agreement. And that's what we did. Yeah. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Partners can cause problems and be the best person in the world. So, you know, that's a good point.
Do you have a minimum of what you invest for JVs or?
I mean, there's some people out there do. I don't, just because I like the subject. I love doing this stuff. You know, in the days where I spend nights, we get a tape of 400 or 500 notes, and I'll split it with a buddy of mine, and we'll work for the fund. And we have to get this done in 2 days. Get 400 assets valued in 2 days. That's how your brain starts freezing. You get to the bridge. You just take a break. There comes coffee, get some sleep, and you plug it away again. And 400 assets are valued, and it's okay. We buy, you know. That's where I was coming from. I came from. So, and it's massive. There's some dealerships, you know? There's a conference in Jersey usually, conference in Pennsylvania, if you haven't been to it, no conference. We know where they was back, I think it was last week or so. They have no conference all over the place. The one in Vegas is October, another one in Vegas in April, when I'll be going to. You can do that stuff anywhere. And the people out there are so awesome to deal with, and it's so understanding. You know, my mentor's awesome, but I can call, you know, and you can talk to the big guys who are running $200 million hedge funds one-on-one, and there's no question, just having a beer and having a drink, whatever he has to them.
How long have you been doing
2011, 2010 actually, 2011.
But you've been in the business before with your job.
Yeah, well, 2010 when I got into the fund situation. Probably even it was in 2012, 2013. Probably I started buying 2012, 2013.
Oh, I thought you said you worked before.
I worked for the fund in 2010. I was evaluating notes for about 2 years before I bought my first.
this? That was good experience for
Yep, I value properties and just work with them. I just work and work and work and work. And got my chops busted a few times. Why'd you buy your first? Didn't, you know? I knew what I was doing, but sometimes paralysis of analysis happens.
you.
You know? Ken, do it. And I made all the wrong mistakes first time. I learned everything on the books. There are courses out there. I won't sell it. There are courses out there that will tell you how to work notes. $5,000, $20,000. You can take courses how to run your notes and be part of the team. Do that. You know, $20,000. Yes.
You primarily said that you're in firsts?
Yep. Yes, I am. Definitely.
Like just firsts?
Yes, I'd be interested in seconds, but it's just not something I'm, versed in, I'm familiar with. I trade on first, and that's why my bread and butter is. And maybe in the seconds, but seconds are a great space. I mean, if you're getting next second. My buddy bought his first second at $10,000. I think he bought it at $10,000. And company bounced to 80, and it was on the market and sold for 45 days. You got to pay $80,000 out. Like $70,000 and 45 days. Nothing. Well, Leonard didn't know it was on for sale. It sold to the second one. Any other questions this moment?
Any breads for you?
Not doing it earlier? Hey, running out of money too fast? You know, not being so ambitious, just driving through it and doing it personally. I wish I was more aggressive with stuff. My partner at the time, me and him were doing deals. He's still with the fund, and he just can't do it personally anymore. He just needs to plug away, I should have done this earlier. When back 2010, 2011, we were buying things at 30 cents. We were buying at 50 cents. We're buying at 30 cents, 25 cents. I mean, but you can figure out the number on this. What did I buy this at? It was worth $48,000.
25.
I bought it 12. I bought it at a good price. So money's always the buy, right? In real estate, money's made at the buy. Made a great purchase. I couldn't screw up the deal. That's right. I can handle anyone you got. Couldn't screw the deal. Servicer handle it. Make a phone call. I can sell it to you right now. And you go, what do I do? Call Madison, let them handle it. And run it for you. They'll call you and let you know what you're doing. Literally, actually. And I screwed it the first time because I wasn't aggressive enough. My first deal, I screwed up because I didn't, that door knocked fast enough. I didn't door knock the homeowner fast enough. I made phone calls and played it safe. No. Send letters. Go out there, door knock, send letters, boom, 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 boom. If they don't respond in 2 weeks, foreclose, that's foreclosure. It takes 6 months to foreclose. Get the process started faster. You get a letter from the lawyer, may scare them. But again, private money or IRA money is great avenue. Yes.
How much response do you need from the borrower before you can't talk to them?
I can foreclose right away. I don't need a response. Typically we will, in case the judge tries playing games and what kind of attempts have you made to work with the borrower. But by the court system, they have to serve the borrower. I typically want to contact the borrower. Why? Yes. I want that thing to perform on me. I want that $6,000 back out of my 12 and get me $500 a month. That's more than money you have. And then sell it at sell it to you for 14% yield at take $6,000 at 14% yield. I mean, 12% yield is $52,000. Sell it $52,000. In a year, it'd be out. It makes it go down.
Is that the same for seconds? So as soon as you get, let's just say you go
Mhm.
to second, you can foreclose immediately.
Want to?
So a good strategy, one of them being to buy seconds with equity in the house and then foreclose immediately.
You be subject to the first.
Yeah. But then they have to pay you out because it's equity, right?
Well, then you could be subject, you can get the house and be the homeowner, but still have the mortgage on it first. It'd be a subject to, you would then absorb the first mortgage and then owe this first mortgage. If they don't buy you out, you go through a foreclosure and you get the first absorbed to you, and now you owe
They
that
will
money.
still be on the property.
You own the property, but you owe the mortgage.
When do you have to pay that mortgage back?
You could get a new loan to pay it off.
You
You're
can sell the property.
absorbing that new loan.
Or you can sell the property and then they'll pay off and you get the.
Yeah, how much time do you have? Like if you take a second and foreclose?
You're now, once the title gets transferred, you're now the title holder. And the
Wait.
mortgage is being paid.
Back-
Or they foreclose.
Can you back that up? You're saying you bought a second,
Yes.
and there's a first in place. So you bought a second, that's a $12,000 lien, let's say, and there's $100,000 first on.
Yes.
So now, how's that play out?
So you foreclose as a second
How can you foreclose? Because you still have.
because they're not making your payment. They're not making the payments.
You can foreclose from any position in the lien. If you own a-
Okay.
if you
But then what
cut
happens? So then what happens with the first? First
You're
either comes
subpaying,
along
you
and
owe.
says they may pay you off because they want to. They're not going to lose 100,000 over 12.
Well, they won't. They won't be wiped out. They
No,
will
right.
never be wiped out.
Right, but they may
could.
offer you 6,000. You could say no.
You could. You foreclose. You take title. You now have a lien against you still that you owe. You most likely will take a new loan out and get a new mortgage out if you want to keep it, or you can sell it quickly and get rid of it and sell holding out. You have still have a lien title lien you owe on money out of that. You get a new mortgage and get the property situation.
But you owe that money now.
Correct. You owe that
And all
money.
of a sudden, you are not the bank, and that.
Correct. So you get a new mortgage or a new agreement or a part money lender, whatever. You find ways to pay it off. It's just try to whatever you want to do. But you can foreclose to be subject to sell it.
And if you don't pay it off, then they have to go and do the whole foreclosure process. So you now have as much, a couple months to sell the thing and get all your equity out. Okay.
We can negotiate the first. So let's do a short sale. Yes, sir.
Would it be an idea to know people that just deal with firsts and then that way it's kind of like, if say in theory you, for example, primarily deal with firsts, is it possible to kind of like do some kind of a no investing cuddling where if you get that first, I'm going to get the second. That's
How many houses in Jersey?
how many houses are in New Jersey? Many,
And how many houses go out in the country?
many
So
more.
what's the chances of me owning the first and you owning the second?
So there's no way for
You
like,
could,
to find
but-
out if like there's
You could,
okay.
but what are the odds that I can own the first and you can own the second? I'm not a default first and you own the default second. It's very, could you do it? Yes. You can work together, but the numbers, it's worth a lot. It just doesn't, it's just the odds are not there. Yeah, it's very difficult. I see some wondering eyes, like, wow, I never knew it was alive. How many people before this didn't know about notes? I know who knows. Knew nothing about notes, like, what is this note distress mortgage thing?
I think it's the first time I understand it.
Okay, so you've heard of it.
I've heard, I've read about it, and it's the first time I'm actually getting it.
And what are some concerns you may have? What are some worries?
Risk factors, the risk of losing your investment.
We have that thing.
Yeah.
But if it's more
But the
complicated.
risk, right?
It's more complicated.
It's more complicated.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
I say to me, I'd never go back to rehab because you never know what you're finding. To me, I'd rather have the homeowner than buy this house. I just personally, I don't want to do the rehab and find out what's in the wall. That to me is risk to me. It just depends on what you want. To me, I could buy the note, send it to my service center, and say, call me when you figure something out. Well, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you suggest? I want to do a doorknob. Okay. Is that what you typically do with your other restaurants? Yeah. Okay.
What's
You
door
live-
knob? So that costs a certain amount.
$65 usually nationwide. Doorknob. Yeah. Twice, 3 times the same state. Okay, what do I do now? You want to send a demand letter? What's the demand letter? Like, tell us that the certain state, if they have 30 days to apply a demand letter or foreclosure to start. Is that what you do? Yeah. Okay. And they'll literally walk you through it because they're your service. You're paying them $85 a month to service your loan. So could you know nothing about it? Yeah. As long as you buy right, you can be fine. You bought the door, saying to them, do a door knocker, okay. We got a whole door knocker, we got a whole owner, what do you want to do? What do you normally do? Well, we get him a down payment. How much money do you think you get down payment? $3,000. Can you get 3? Yeah, whatever you want to do. Okay, give me 3. And typical service will play good cop, bad cop. The lenders really beat down my throat. They want 10. You know, what can you give? I'll give you 6. Let me see if I can negotiate with the lender.
Servicer regulated?
Yes. Well, they're regulated to the fact that they have to follow the guidelines. They're not regulated by the federal government, no. But they follow the guidelines of the Fair Debt Collection Act to make sure that they're making all the appropriate steps in debt collection. And that there's different states where servicers are, they have to be licensed in. So they're not regulated where the government's looking over their shoulder.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Cool.
Wonderful. If I have questions, feel free to come up to me and talk to me. I'll answer anything you got. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Cool. So I appreciate everybody coming out. Like I said, last month, a lot of you guys came out and made some commitments. Right? You committed to a couple things. I did bring the spreadsheet up here. So any of you guys that made the commitments, I invite you to come up and just spend a few minutes. Let's just see how you did. Make sure you did what you said you were going to do. And if anybody wants to make any commitments on anything, you want to make a commitment to talk to Dave, you want to make a commitment to anything, be your opportunity to do so. So I appreciate you guys coming out here. Feel free to hang out, network for a little bit, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I have an accounting card.